We're going to be creating the foundation of a character from scratch together. In my recent video on Danny from Midsummer, I mentioned that these 4 questions are what you have to fill out to start with your character creation. Your character wants something, they realize what they need, and they arrive at / return to a new belief, all supported by believable reasons for their beliefs and changes. Before we can start filling out the beliefs of the characters or their needs and wants subsequently, we have to define what the philosophical conflict of the story is so that we can relate the character's beliefs to that. So I'm going to be pulling from one of my personal stories that I've been outlining to fill in all this information. We're going to start with building the philosophical conflict here. Hopefully all these notes are big enough for you. If you can't read all of the text, then pull it up on your laptop or desktop and it should be fine. So first, our philosophical conflict. In this story, our philosophical conflict is going to be this. It's going to be uniformity versus individualism. Another way we could put it is virtue versus nihilism. Our character's name, we're going to put Sun as his name. It's kind of a code name for now. Some notes about him for some backdrop, just so we can understand who he is. He is the youngest son in a religious family. He was raised in a strict religious household, and one of his elder brothers has died, and his parents force him to be a replica of his older brother, right? So this is enforcing the ideas of uniformity to a very, very aggressive degree. So, youngest son, forced to be a replica of his eldest brother, raised in a strict religious household, and because of, the forcing of habits and all the little details, even down to his appearance and things like that, the forceful shaping of his character has been abusive. So this is his believable reasons for their beliefs and changes, right? This is his history. This is his backdrop right here. So the first thing we have to do is build out his want. And his want is based upon his starting point right here. His initial understanding. So his want is to earn self-identity. He doesn't want to be associated with others, right? He was raised in this household. He wants to escape having to be associated with his family, being confused with his elder brother. He wants his own name. He wants to escape all of this. He wants his own identity, okay? So through the plotting of the story, through the journey, what we have to do is funnel him through situations where he is chasing his want, and through that journey, his need has to come to light. And his need is something that he doesn't understand from the beginning of the story. His want evolves into his need. So they are tested or they realize what they need. These 4 questions, these are both the same sets of questions, just worded in a different way so that you might be able to understand it better. So they are tested or they realize what they need. What he realizes is this. What he has to realize, his need is to realize individualism is an illusion. In a world without rules, nothing matters, and this rubs against his moral code thanks to his upbringing. So because of his history, his ghost, right? His genetic upbringing was in a religious household. So if he runs off with a group of shenanigans and their entire philosophy is this individualism, then ultimately nothing will matter to them. They can do whatever they want because it's up to each individual to decide. So that is going to rub up against the genetic code in his upbringing. Something does matter because he was raised that way. That will rub up against that, and he realizes that ultimately, if the code that all of these people live by is that nothing matters and you can be whoever you want, then that is a group. And he is associating with that group. He is under that label now. So his wake-up call is that he has to realize that individualism is an illusion. Now, these are funneling out of his beliefs or into his beliefs, depending on how you look at it. It can be either way. His beliefs have to be that... Alright, it just crashed on me, but to fill in this last box here... his beliefs are that he believes that things do matter and that ultimately he will be associated with other people based upon those beliefs. Of course, he believes that he can be his own person, but that individualism is in service of a greater whole. So what makes us care about a character is the empathy, right? And you can't have empathy built off of the external cosmetics or the little quirks that you remember from a character. Ultimately, creating a memorable character is about what they believe, which stems into who they are as a person. Their wants, their needs, their beliefs, and the action that they take on those wants, needs, and beliefs through the course of the story. So this is the foundation that you need to be working from to start that journey of writing a character. Thanks for watching this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it or found it informative, consider liking and subscribing. If you thought it could have been better, though, first give it a thumbs down and then leave me some constructive criticisms in the comments below. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.